What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. God, my voice is continuously cracking. And this one I'm going to be showing and make the interior for your Refresh Series Pharmacy. Fun fact, this is one of the tutorials that all three versions have an interior. I just now processed that information, which is quite interesting. But yeah, here it is. Nothing insane, as you can see. Just an interior. And yeah, that is all. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Whoa, there's two. It's almost like there has to be two. That's how people instruct tutorials. Anyway, to start off, get out the following materials. I just butchered that so bad. Like right terracotta, although I'm just going with it now. Regular terracotta. Bricks. Birch and spruce doors. Snow. Blocks. Not the layers. Polished diorite, sea lanterns, and finally, brick slabs. So starting off by heading inside your pharmacy, if you don't have night vision, I'd recommend having it on because it just makes everything a lot better. You want to start by breaking your entire grass floor and replacing it with like gray terracotta. You know what, I'm feeling like killing some time today, so let's do this manually, shall we? Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, going for the trifecta today of recordings. I recorded the exterior for this, and before that I recorded a skyscraper, so getting my money's worth today. I don't even think that's how that doesn't make sense. Pretend like it does and just go with it, honestly. I could go for 4. I'm honestly thinking about it because I've only been recording for like an hour. But I mean, I guess if this takes 30 minutes, that's an hour and a half, and it's longer than I normally would be going anyway. Well, no, actually, that's about right. Because if I record 2, like, 40 to 45 minute parts, plus some just preparing time and break time and whatever between, that's about the same. Which I guess does mean I'm getting my money's worth if I'm getting 2 for 3 in time. Not that, again, it doesn't technically work that way, because don't imply that every video gets the exact same amount of views and makes the exact same amount of money. But that is definitely not the case. Anyway, you should have this. We're going to start from the back this time, because the front is fairly just kind of open. Not really much going on with it. If you start from the far back, though, you want to, in the back left-hand corner, extend forward with just 5 snow blocks. Extend the frontmost one to the right with 4. Gap of 1. Snow. Back by 4. And then connect left. In front of this front row of snow, I'm going to place terracotta, like so, just in front of each block. Make sure you leave the doorway, because you gotta have a door. Extend that furthest right terracotta to the right an additional 2. Then place a birch door, and then another terracotta. Against this right snow wall, you'll place a row of terracotta to the right, and then it'll give you these 2 separate rooms. Cool. While I'm thinking about it, get rid of your birch door and get out chiseled bookshelves, because these are embedded in the wall, and I kind of want to place them now. So on this row to the left here, this row of what should be 5 terracotta, the center 3 you'll actually replace with chiseled bookshelves facing out. That is the only instance of anything being embedded in a wall in this build, though. So. I'm going to say from the terracotta, like to the right of the birch door, you want to leave a gap of 5 extending forward, or count forward 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, terracotta. Left of it, a spruce door, and then you'll just connect left from there with more terracotta. Before you bring everything up, there's some weird things going on. Each chiseled bookshelf is brought up with 2 chiseled bookshelves. That wasn't the weird part. This front row with terracotta here. Off of the left side, you're placing 2 rows of bricks, and off the right, you'd have, I guess, 1 row either side of the spruce door, which should be 3 bricks tall. Like so. Which would include over the door you'll have 2. Connect those topmost bricks together here with upside down brick slabs over that gap. And then everything else is normal. 3 bricks on top of the other terracottas, and then you'll go over top of the chiseled bookshelves with 1 row, and over each either door or doorway with the top 2. And then the other thing is the snow is just brought up with 3 rows of snow, and again, you're still going over top the doorways. Oh, the doorway, I guess. There's only one doorway here. And yeah, it should give you this. Cool. Each of these back 2 little small rooms, you want to a block above the top row of the walls. You'll kind of fill them in with polished diorite, making sure that the very center block ends up being a sea lantern. Because you should have a center one in both, hopefully. Which, yeah, because they're both 5x3s, or 3x5, whatever. Same difference. In the next area forward, this is a 5-block area, which would mean you'll take the center row out of these 5s of the wall, and I'll just take the side here, and go out with 2 polished diorite, sea lantern, 2 polished diorite, sea lantern, 2 polished diorite, sea lantern, and then end with 2 polished diorite, and the rest of the, I guess just 2 more rows front and back of that will be polished diorite, rather. Speaking hard. The main area is pretty much the same thing. The only difference is you have technically 1 row of polished diorite front and back. Now, before we actually can do that, or I guess we can do it now, but just to add an extra step, get rid of your brick slabs and get out dark oak slabs, and head to the front where you have these windows. And kind of off this top row of smooth quartz, you'll place a row of upside down dark oak slabs. And that'll just make this a more perfect rectangle, which would mean, again, a block above these like walls. So basically you'll have a 4-block tall area. You'll place a singular row of polished diorite from the front and back, and then 2 off the left and the right, and you should know the drill from here. Sea lantern in each corner, and then you'll have the 2 polished diorite sea lantern pattern continuing until the end of time. And yeah, not too bad. Some of these refresh are bad, as in just difficult, but this one really is not one of those. None of these smaller ones I don't think will be. Again, the one that I'm immediately thinking about right now is that Best Buy. I'm gonna cry during that, not actually, but I'm gonna have a fun time. After that point, you can clear your inventory, and if you want to get rid of your night vision, you can. I guess I will, so you can kind of just see how the lighting works. And it didn't even change. Wow. Splendid. We'll start from the front and just kind of try to sweep our way through as much as we can. To start, get out the following. Dark oak stairs. I just didn't grab them. That's good. Flower pots. Cherry saplings. They are not in the flowers. They're in the saplings. I just, again, go with whatever you've been going with the kind of plants. I always just have been picking the cherry because, I don't know, I like the pink in this kind of build. Polished blackstone. Polished blackstone pressure plate. Tripwire hooks. Smooth quartz blocks. Smooth quartz stairs. And another brick fence. I think that works. The window at the front off of this bottom row of smooth quartz will place a row of upside down dark oak stairs facing back. Off of kind of the outer 2 rows of black glass, I'll place a flower pot off the bottom block with a cherry sapling in either. Again, you can switch it up. If you want to keep the pink, like, I don't know, there's allium. I wish cactus flower would go in a flower pot, but there's the pink tulip. Yeah. I mean, you got peony and cactus flower, but they don't go in... Is it pronounced peony? Peony? I don't know. Whatever that is. Pony? I'm going to call it pony. At the left side, extending back against this wall, you're going to place upside down smooth quartz stairs until you're 3 blocks away from the back. Yeah. And then you'll have 2 more rows on top of the same. From the right side, similar thing. The only difference is at the front, you're kind of leaving a gap of 2 from where the actual wall is. If you're including this block with the door, it would be a gap of 3. Then having a smooth quartz block, and then upside down smooth quartz stairs until you're 3 away from the back again. You can kind of trim the sides of it with smooth quartz, or even shelves, but they weren't out when I made this, so I guess I could have used trapdoors. But again, you're copying that row 2 more times. I only have it on that side because, I don't know, I guess you wouldn't want somebody to just walk in, yoink, and, you know, like you gotta put in an extra step now to get around the little pillar rather than just steal it from the side. I don't know. Next up from the... Is it both strip warp Typhoid? Well, I guess you can from that side. So we'll take this one just to the left of the door, and you'll count to the third like right terracotta behind. Left one, and then place 2 polished blackstone extending up. Back diagonally left of that, you'll have 3 smooth quartz extending up. 1 upside down smooth quartz stair facing forward left of each block. Then another row of smooth quartz. Forward diagonally left of that, you'll have the 2 polished blackstone. And then either side row of smooth quartz you'll bring back with 5 upside down smooth quartz stairs facing out. And then another smooth quartz block row. This is a bulky shelf right in the middle. I'm just now realizing how bulky this really is. You will kind of connect the back together with more upside down smooth quartz stairs. Have those same polished blackstone rows diagonally off those back corners, and then I'll also fill in the top with smooth quartz of it, just like so. For each of those polished blackstone blocks, I'll have a pressure plate on the top one, or on the top of the top one, and then off each side of the blocks, you'll just place tripwire hooks. And these are like those little, I guess technically they normally hold sunglasses, but they don't have to be sunglasses. They could be even socks or something. I don't know. You should have this. Heading to the back to the counter, you want to take the terracotta just to the left, like this kind of first guy, where I guess the final layer of the wall is before the opening, and you'll extend out with 2 fences. Cap of 1 going right, and then 5 more fences, and there you go. Alright. Clear your inventory and get out the following for the next room back, technically. Stone brick stairs. Chiseled bookshelves. Oak slabs. Polished blackstone. Polished tough. Birch signs. Pale oak signs. Composters. And an oak trapdoor. I guess multiple oak trapdoors. Heading back and looking kind of back towards the front of the build here, you want to leave a gap of 1 extending in from either side of this kind of counter space and place stone brick stairs facing back. Making sure you have a gap of 2 off of each side, except for the right where you'll have a gap of 3. You'll just place like 1 row of chisel bookshelves in the middle facing towards you, which would be backwards. So again, you see 2 on the left, 2 there, but 3 on the right. I'll also place a row of oak slabs on top of that. Just more storage for, you know, whatever. You could add like books in some of these as well, just to make it look like they're not entirely empty. That's not even a thought I had until right now, but it's a thought I had now. Technically, it almost looks like there is something. Like, what am I looking at here? You know what I mean? Like, it looks like it could be something. On the right wall, you want to, just going up from each row, kind of, you're going to place polished blackstone, 2 blocks, polished tough, blackstone, each 2 tall and just kind of looking like that. Off of each polished blackstone, you want a pale oak sign, and off of each polished tough, you want a birch sign. Cool. In the corner by the spruce door, you'll have a composter with an oak trapdoor on top. That's this room done. We're pretty much already done the interior, believe it or not. Although we got 2 more little areas. So if you head into this room with the snow walls, you want to do the same thing you did here, actually, with the blackstone and tough, just along this back wall. So 2 polished blackstone extending up on the first block. Next block would be tough, then blackstone, then tough, then blackstone. Pale oak sign off each polished blackstone, birch sign off of each polished tough. This is like a little freezer room for whatever, I guess, medicine would need to be stored cold. And then this would be the not cold stuff. Revolutionary, I know. Head into the bathroom, which would be this birch door room, and in the front right-hand corner, you want a composter with an oak trapdoor on top. You can then clear your inventory and get out the following. Smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, pale oak trapdoors, levers, and a hopper. In the very back center of this room, you'll place a smooth quartz block. In front of it, upside down smooth quartz stair facing towards you. Pale oak trapdoor on top of that stair. Then on top of the original block, another block, and then on the left side of that block, you'll have a lever. You could also do a button on top if you find that better, but I just don't do that because it is quite tall anyway. So adding a button would just make it taller. Maybe I'll make a shorter one day. Who knows? On the left side, I'll say a block back, I'll have a hopper pointed into the wall with a lever above it powered on. Could also use a tripwire hook. You'll see them eventually switch to entirely tripwire hooks. Sooner rather than later, I'd imagine. Although I don't really know. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is already the pharmacy refresh interior complete. That was a fairly short tutorial, which is nice for me again. Thank you guys who watched this video, and if you guys did enjoy this video, what is the next refresh, actually? Let me check. It is... Where's the note sheet? There it is. It would be... Taco Bell. Oh, I forgot about that one. I actually really like the way that one turned out. It's more of a classic kind of Taco Bell, but still works. Anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.